New York Knicks made a trade on Friday night as they acquired Karl-Anthony Towns from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Karl-Anthony Towns coming to New York. Julius Randle headed to Minnesota. A lot to break down with this deal, what this means for the Knicks and more going forward. And we're going to talk about it with SNY Knicks insider Ian Begley, who joins me now. Ian, how's it going?
Dexter, what's happening, man?
Not much. Well, I was going to say not much, but that would not be true. There's a lot that is happening in terms of this trade that caught some of us by off guard, I should say, in terms of when it happened right before the start of training camp. So my first question to you, Ian, is you have this deal where the Knicks send out Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo, Daquan Jeffries, and a first-round pick that they got from Detroit to Minnesota for Karl-Anthony Towns. The question for me is, why did the Knicks make this trade right now?
Well, they had the need at center, right, with Mitchell Robinson being out until at least December, maybe January, maybe longer. And so this was an opportunity to obviously fill that need with a four-time All-Star, two-time All-NBA player in Towns. They think that with his ability to stretch the floor, it's only going to benefit Jalen Brunson and the rest of the Knicks. They look at his age, they see how he complements the rest of the core. They feel it all fits very well. Obviously, risk involved. Moving on from Julius Randle, moving on from Dante DiVincenzo. That's a significant roster shakeup, but the Knicks are willing to bet that adding Towns is a net positive and gives them the opportunity to contend for a few years to come.
So it sounds like the Knicks think Towns is a good fit in here. There have been some critics of Towns that have had issues with his toughness, also his ability to foul. How do you think that he fits in with the Knicks, and at what position? Do you see him playing a little bit more power forward, or will it be at center? What's his fit here with the Knickerbockers?
Yeah, I'm assuming he's going to play center. I think that the appeal is that he can stretch the floor, that he can bring his defender out to the perimeter and to open up the lane for Jalen Brunson and other Knicks to create for themselves or their teammates. So it wouldn't make sense to me to play him at the four a lot if you're going to have a center there who cannot shoot. So you're looking at that on offense. Obviously, it makes it tough for teams to switch and pick and rolls when you have the players in Jalen Brunson and Towns and Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby. It's just going to make it difficult for teams to switch on pick and rolls. So there are a lot of things you could do on offense. You know, defensively, yeah, I think it's totally fair to wonder how it's going to work. One thing, though, is if you have Josh Hart, you have Mikal Bridges, you have OG Anunoby in the same lineup with Towns and Brunson, you have a pretty good shot at holding your own defensively. But we'll see how it starts to play out once the Knicks roll the balls out in the preseason in early October.
It will be interesting to see how the lineups formulate for Tom Thibodeau with Cat now in the fold. Ian, you and I were just recently on Wednesday at the opening of Earl the Pearl Monroe's, the groundbreaking, I should say, of his new school. Julius Randle was there. Court for the school was named after him. Now he leaves New York. What is Julius Randle's legacy as a Knickerbocker?
You know, I look at this when he came here, 2019, Knicks missing out on Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving in free agency, signing Randle, and the Knicks really struggling in 1920. And then that offseason, I mean, Randle in that first year, he took a lot of slings and arrows from the fans and the media. And that offseason, he didn't wilt, he didn't kind of sulk, he went to work. And he came back that next year an All-NBA player, leading the Knicks to the postseason, a surprise postseason run. And he did that even after the Knicks drafted Obi Toppin, a player at his position, with their top pick in that 2020 draft. So that to me shows a lot of toughness, a lot of resilience. And then we all know how the years played out after that. I look at him as a player who helped get the Knicks from where they were when he signed to this point, and I think you can only look at that as a net positive. I know that he didn't always go 100% on defense. I know that there was some complaints there, and I understand that. But by and large, look at where he was, where the Knicks were when they signed him, and look at where they are today, tomorrow, whenever they finalize this deal. And I think that tells you a lot about Randle's legacy in New York.
Yeah, it's hard to not give him credit or not acknowledge that he wasn't a part of that turnaround for the Knickerbockers that we saw. Last thing for me, Ian, I think it's a question on everybody's mind. The Knicks traded an all-star. They get an all-star coming back, all-star caliber player coming back in Karl-Anthony Towns. Does this move make the Knicks better, and does it put them into definitive championship contention here in the 2024-2025 NBA season.
Look, that's why they made it, right? They're all in on this championship window. This is a move that you make when you're thinking about this year, the next year, maybe the year after that. This is not a move you make if you're thinking long term. This is all in on the next few years, trying to win a title. This is the bet that they've made. I do think, DiVincenzo not having that shooting is tough. I think Landry Shamet, it's going to be, on him to really produce from beyond the arc. He'll get the open looks. It's going to be tough to get the bench scoring the way the Knicks had last year after this Towns trade. So there are certainly basketball issues to work out. But you look at that starting five, you look at the way Towns tilts the defense, causes defenses to change what they want to do. And I think it could really open up things on offense for New York.
Yeah, Knicks fans are excited about what could be coming for this upcoming season. Basketball season right upon us. Media Day on Monday for the Knicks. Training camp for the Knicks opens on Tuesday down in Charleston, South Carolina. That is Ian Begley, Knicks insider for SNY, doing a fantastic job. Ian, I'll be seeing a lot more of you soon, which is always good. Try to get some rest before everything gets crazy with the start of the season.
I look forward to it, Dexter.